Good morning. I'm Mary Winters. I am the owner of About Senior Solutions and a gerontologist. What is that? And you are watching Visionary Aging. We have a great program for you today. The whole idea of the program is to empower you to know what resources are available to you so you can make rapid changes, little teeny changes, anything to improve on your health and your aging process so that you have the power to age successfully. So today we have Steve McCullough on. He is our segment host. He'll present a caregiver question that you always send over to us. And then we also have Rebecca Birotte, and she will talk about how activities are medicine and how it can really change our health based on what we're doing in our activities, leisure activities during the day. So I think there's a big holiday weekend coming up, and we need to find out how to improve our longevity based on just that. So let's go ahead and we'll ask Steve McCullough a caregiver question here. Let's see. Here we go. Morning, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing good. Good morning. Happy
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah. Happy long weekend, too.
Yes, exactly. Looking
So
forward to it.
I assume we got a caregiver question. You guys have to keep bringing those caregiver questions. That way that we can respond to them.
Yes, your assumption is correct, though. We do have a good caregiver question. My comes from a gentleman. He says that his dad's hearing aids don't appear to be working. He wants to know two things. One, how does he confront his dad about that? Because maybe his dad's just tuning them out. And then what are the options to get better hearing aids? And I can relate to the tuning out part. I've gone through that.
It's called selective hearing.
Exactly.
So it's kind of interesting. An audiologist is someone who will check your ears. You have, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the physician that actually would remove wax and look at little, at more serious issues behind your ears. But the audiologist will look at your hearing aids. So if he has a problem with his hearing aids, well, a couple things. It would be good for him to have the ears, nose, and throat doctor check his ears for wax because that buildup can actually create a huge problem with hearing aids and hearing in general. So I think if you have a tendency to have more buildup, you should definitely go, well, ask your doctor's advice, but probably once a quarter to have your ears cleaned every 6 months. And then there's special tools to clean your hearing aids too, and you should probably be doing that at least once a week, every other week, cleaning that out so that you don't have any impairment damaging your hearing aids. They're expensive. You want to keep those clean and well maintained. And then the other thing is sometimes our hearing aids need an adjustment, or maybe we've had a slight change in our hearing. So actually today, not today, it was yesterday, I wound up taking a client to get a hearing test, and they saw there were some changes. So they adjusted her hearing aids. She had the same hearing aids she's had for a few years now. They just took the same hearing aids and adjusted them electronically to fit the changes in her hearing. So once a year for the hearing test, frequent visits for um, your wax buildup if you have that, and I would say probably at least a couple times a year to go get your hearing aids checked and just make sure that they're running at optimal and that you're not missing something in regards to the cleanliness and so forth. And that's covered under Medicare. So just ask your regular doctor to write an order to have your hearing checked with the audiologist, and you're all covered. So I hope that answers this question.
Great answer.
Yeah, good. Well, we have, I don't think Melinda's going to be on with us today, but we have the fabulous Rebecca who's going to talk about activities.
Nice.
And we have a new perk out too. Let's see, maybe we could talk about that after. But let me go ahead, and I think we want to talk about our 100th birthday because we have a little lady in the Ozarks who turned 100. It's someone's little auntie, and they want to make sure that they're celebrated. So how about if we do that now?
Sounds good.
All righty. How are you?
Can you hear me, Mary?
I can hear you.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, especially now that it's Labor Day weekend.
Exactly. It's in a little time, it's in a little respite to take off. And I think people are going to be running around doing some fun activities. But as you know, activities are medicine. I know you've said that many, many times. And explain that a little bit because I think it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, um, activities are medicine is my motto. It's my business motto for healthy solutions. Way back when I used to be a recreation therapist, and then I went back and got my master's in communications, started consulting with a lot of different populations, but spent a lot of time in the aging space. And I started loving that. And that's really when the activities as medicine came into play. Um, what that means is positive and productive use of free time is really the essential foundation right there. Is what we do in our free time matters. And it not only matters, it has everything to do with our health and wellness. And as we age, that's really, really important.
Super important.
Yeah, two things with the aging space and people that are working with those that are either at home or in a residential living space. They do two things. They work on the client's quality of life, giving them a quality of life through activities, and they do something therapeutic, which is they work on physical, emotional, cognitive, and social functioning. So it's everything health and wellness
It's
through
fantastic.
activities. So,
Absolutely. It's kind of interesting too because I think sometimes people when my care managers go out or when I go out and see a client and we're having a basic conversation or watching them have a meal, it's so much more than just sitting around hanging out there. I'm dialing into, are they bored? Do they need something different to do? Are they articulating their thoughts well anymore? Or am I concerned about a sudden decline? Are they using their silverware anymore? It's just a whole big kind of little analysis, just kind of zoom in on that. But I think it's really important to know what types of activities to do for people, and how do you assess people for something like that? I mean,
well, I love that question, first of all, and that's not surprising coming from you, Miss Gerontologist, because that's what we have to do. Who is this person? We're not lumping people or communities together. Who is this person? Their culture, their lifestyle, their socioeconomic background, et cetera, et cetera. And what did they used to do in their leisure time? What have they been exposed to? What is their leisure repertoire now or in the past? And that's a starting place. That's a place for anybody that's creating a program or just want to get their loved one going in something positive and meaningful during the day. So, really looking at their functioning also.
sure.
Again, I'm going to come back with the physical functioning, emotional, cognitive, social functioning, so that we have a baseline of where do we begin? Who is this person and how are they functioning? What is their background in leisure? Where do I start? How do I modify activities that will meet that person where they're at and give them some success? That's what we're talking about right there.
Sure. Yeah, and I know we've had clients who aren't able to see, like they were huge petty pointers, and so that frustrates them, or they're not able to perform in painting like they could, or in golf. But it's so great because we still look at what can we kind of change, right? Just looking at, can you modify that, or can we look at a completely different area of activity that could be interesting and support you? And then, of course, we have those workaholics where it was just work was their activity. So they're
Well,
fun.
What's interesting, Mary, is the thing that got me about 2 years ago when we first started COVID is that was really the first discussion of what does everybody do in their free time, or what will everybody do with this time. And this is exactly what we're talking about. So, we're talking about the aging space, but on a broader level, really the importance again, and I don't think it really came to the public, to society at large, is what is this thing called free time, and is it important, and why is it important, and how does it impact our health and well-being? So I that is one of the silver linings to me
Yeah.
with COVID is that discussion was opened, and I think that gives a pathway to get activities as medicine out there, not only for aging population, for people with disabilities, and for you and I, for society.
Oh, sure. I mean, how many of us made a commitment I made a commitment to learn the ukulele, and I
Wow, that's ambitious.
Yeah, it's funny because I just don't have the right fingers to play a string instrument, I think. So I got a piano keyboard. I've been playing the piano instead.
Oh, I love it.
Just alternate. Still have
Yeah.
music.
Well,
And
yeah,
that's what we would do for our clients too.
Right.
Look, if that's not working, let's find something else that is.
Right. And I think, the other side of that is we're talking about starting place for them and gaining success
Right.
right now with that starting place. But to your point right there is a lot of the times, life enrichment professionals, recreation therapists, anybody that's doing work in this fashion, expose clients to new things. So there's a starting place, but to your point, again, it's what can we expose them to? What can we show them new and spark an interest in something that they've never done before?
Yeah.
And I think that's exciting as well. I always tease my students in my class, and I say that, activities are really the meat and potatoes of life.
It's true.
It
true.
is very true.
Human connection in that. I think that those are absolutely on target. That is 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I know we don't want to go into it in detail, but it's a lot of fun. We are actually surveying a senior center to open their post-COVID center. And so that's been a lot of fun. Tell me a little bit about what's really been maybe a surprise in some of the surveys that you're reading.
Yeah,
the
so
direction you want to take.
yeah, so this is this is probably our third program or
Yes.
project, and a large project that we're getting off the ground here. So yeah, we're starting a new program for these particular seniors who, again, like all of us, have spent the last 2 years doing much of nothing. This program started up once we got the green light. Started off very slow, and now September we're trying to add things in. So what is surprising me? So we assessed. We did surveys with these clients, and
so did any of the survey kind of surprise you? I was tickled to see that so many people wanted exercise, physical
yes,
activity, and I thought that was really neat to see.
yes, the themes that came out, I was just going to say that the themes that came out in regards to activity types are the interest and participation in exercise,
Yeah.
gardening. They'd like gardening, family special events. They would like that as well, and just more socials.
Okay. They just want to be together.
They just want to be together. And again, you and I discussed, that's a tricky bird right now,
Yeah.
right? Because we're coming out, all of us are coming out slowly but surely. And those are things to keep into consideration for our aging population. Those that are working with our aging population it is going to take time.
Right.
They've been in another routine. They've been very complacent for the most part, and they're going to need a little more push, oomph, and gentle hands, getting slowly and surely back into the program. But we're adaptable creatures.
It's true. Well, look at how quickly we adapted to what we needed to do to COVID. Now, I think it will take a little thinking for people to stop and know that that's not how they always lived, and think pre-COVID and what were the things you enjoyed, and moving forward with that. Because I think for me personally, when we go to see clients, we've seen such a decline cognitively, physically, because they're just kind of trapped. And so I'm eager to see people getting together again and flourishing.
Absolutely.
And looking at what we really need to do to stimulate our minds and our bodies and our spirits. So I think, how about we bring Steve back on? We'll talk a little bit about, let me see if he's still here. And we'll talk a little bit about the weekend, and we'll talk a little bit about the perk too. We have a brand new perk out, and
love perks.
I know, and I want everybody to take advantage of it. It's free. We will email it to you. We have a couple people we print them out for and send them off. But yeah, I think it's really important to take advantage of this. It's totally free. Call our office, 626-359-0108. So, actually, this is August. Darn. So let's see if we've got the current one. So you talk amongst yourselves. Steve, what day is it today?
Well, it's lots of days today. I think this is probably the most that I've seen in a while, but some really good days. It's National Lazy Moms Day.
Yes.
So I don't know if that's to honor lazy moms or if it's to say, hey, be lazy today.
Absolutely.
National Chianti Day, one of my favorites.
Oh.
And National College Colors Day. So
that's fun.
college footballs, we're on the brink of the college football season, and this is the day to show your support for your school. So Mary, you'll appreciate this. I had a nice conversation with Anthony Davis.
Oh, great.
Oh, wow.
Hey, maybe he'll come on our show. He'll come on and...
Now we're name dropping, huh?
He would love to come onto your show.
All right. Well, let's have him come on. We'll have some of our amazing football guys come on.
So Rebecca, Mary and I got to know Anthony last year through Tournament of Roses. He was one of the inductees for our Rose Bowl Hall of Fame.
Impressive.
Yeah, Mary was one of the liaisons for him. So great guy.
Love it.
Yeah. So, well, let's see. I don't know if we're going to be able to get that to come up, the new perk this week. But I think it was, we've had National Sponge Day, Sponge Cake Day. Oh, here we go. Here it's coming. Here we go. Let's check this one out.
Pink Cadillac Day.
Pink Cadillac Day. So then you can see that we have a word search that is associated with the little things that happen each day. And so today is National Blueberry Popsicle Day. And little fun fact, the ice pop was introduced to the public at an Oakland ball for firemen in 1922. And then here's their little word search. So anyway, call and get it. It's fun. It's silly. It's it's something you can call your friends and just kind of laugh about and turn it into something that's I don't know, exciting.
It's a nice activity. When my mom was in the facility, her rehab facility, that was on her desk every couple of days.
Yeah.
So nice just to walk through that with her. And
yeah, it's something to engage too. So if you're going to visit a loved one, and it's just something that you can do too. Oh, hey, let's read this. Let's talk about it. See what they share based on the questions that are on there, the comments. Do you remember your first popsicle?
Right.
And maybe somebody can do the word search, maybe they can't, but I think the puns and the different things with that are always a ton of fun.
Yes.
So
Absolutely. And again, we're touching on cognitive skills, social skills. And
right.
if you're reminiscing, it could fall into the emotional skills as well. So again, it's fun. And that's what we think all the time when we're thinking activities,
Right.
but also it's working on all of these functional abilities as well.
Yep.
So,
So
that's
true.
that they're, yes. And so I think it's super important for us to spread that word that really that's what's coming out of
Mhm.
activity participation. And
Yeah.
once we all know that, I think we'll scoot people into that a little bit more.
Well, and tomorrow's very important because tomorrow is international, not just national, it's International Bacon Day. So
Bacon.
Bacon Day.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right.
I'm sure there are a few stories we can laugh about with that too. In fact, let's see.
If we had more time, I have a great story, but I won't bore you with it now.
So here's the perk pun. His famous bacon soup recipe began as a simple ad hoc meal. I don't think that's as funny, but some of them are not as good as that.
Nice.
So, any great plans? And then we'll take off for the day.
Staying cool.
Staying cool?
That's a good plan. Relaxing, decompressing.
That's important. Refreshing. Yeah, absolutely. Replenishing. We just finished a newsletter on what are you doing to replenish yourself. So important.
Absolutely.
So I hope you find something wonderful to replenish yourself with this weekend. And we will see you next week after the long holiday. So enjoy. But
Great show.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and say goodbye.
Lots of fun.
Bye.
Thank you.
Rebecca.
Bye. Have a great day, weekend.